Ivory Coast, smart investment, and a secure start. Ivory Coast, located in West Africa, is known for its rich history, diverse culture, and abundant natural resources, particularly cocoa. The official capital of the country is Yamoussoukro, while Abidjan is recognized as the economic capital. The population of Ivory Coast is approximately 26 million as of 2023, making it one of the most populous countries in West Africa. The official language is French, a remnant from the colonial period. Over 60 indigenous languages are spoken in the country, including Dioula, Baoul, and Bidik. Ivory Coast is religiously diverse, with Islam and Christianity as the two main religions. Around 40% of the population is Muslim, 34% Christian, and the remaining 26% follow traditional religions. The land area of Ivory Coast is around 322,463 square kilometers, ranking it 69th in the world in terms of size. It shares borders with Liberia to the southwest, Guinea to the northwest, Mali to the north, Burkina Faso to the northeast, Ghana to the east. The country has a southern coastline along the Atlantic Ocean, which plays a crucial role in its economy due to maritime trade. The official currency of Ivory Coast is the West African CA franc, XOF, used by member countries of the West African Economic and Monetary Union, UMO. 1 CFA francs, XOF, is approximately equal to $0.0016. In recent years, the inflation rate in Ivory Coast has averaged around 4.5. Ivory Coast has one of the largest economies in West Africa, with a GDP of around $70 billion as of 2023. Its economy is heavily reliant on agriculture and the export of raw materials, particularly cocoa and coffee. The country maintains strong trade relations with many nations. Its key trading partners include 1. The Netherlands, 2. The United States, 3. France, 4. Germany, 5. Belgium, 6. China, 7. Nigeria. Ivory Coast is best known for its agricultural and natural exports. Its top export products include cocoa. Ivory Coast is the world's largest producer and exporter of cocoa, coffee, palm oil, cotton, timber, crude oil, gold. The country also imports various goods, including machinery and equipment, chemicals, foodstuffs such as cereals, especially rice, refined petroleum products. Ivory Coast, one of the fastest growing and stable economies in West Africa, presents a prime opportunity for investment due to its rich natural resources, young population, and strategic location. Here are the main reasons why this country is an attractive destination for investors and key sectors for investment. 1. Strong economic growth. Ivory Coast has experienced consistent economic growth over the past decade, making it one of the fastest growing economies in West Africa. The country's growth rate typically ranges from 6 to 8, boosting investor confidence. 2. Relative political and security stability. After a period of instability in the early 2010s, the country has moved towards stability, and the government's efforts to improve infrastructure and attract foreign investment have increased. After a period of instability in the early 2010s, the country has moved towards stability, and the government's efforts to improve infrastructure and attract foreign investment have increased. 3. Rich natural resources. Ivory Coast boasts abundant natural resources, including cocoa, coffee, oil, gold, and cotton. These resources provide significant opportunities for investment across various sectors. 4. Developing infrastructure. The Ivorian government is heavily investing in improving infrastructure, including transportation, ports, and energy. The port of Abidjan is one of the most important ports in West Africa and plays a key role in regional trade. 5. Young population and affordable labor force. Over 60% of Ivory Coast population is under 25 years old. This young and dynamic population offers a potential workforce for various industries. 6. Strategic geographic location. Ivory Coast is recognized as a gateway to West and Central Africa, providing easy access to international markets through its active ports. Ivory Coast, as one of the fastest growing economies in West Africa, offers numerous investment opportunities across different sectors. Below are industries in need of investment. 1. Agriculture and food industry. Agriculture-related industries, developing packaging and food processing industries, especially for local products like palm oil, cotton, and rice, is one of the country's economic priorities. 2. Energy. Renewable energy development. The increasing demand for electricity in Ivory Coast has made investment in renewable energy sources like solar and hydropower very attractive. Energy infrastructure. Upgrading electricity and gas infrastructure in different parts of the country requires substantial investment. 3. Natural resources and mining, gold, oil, and mineral extraction and processing. Ivory Coast has rich mineral resources such as gold and oil. However, the extraction and processing industries require more investment to increase production capacity. 4. Infrastructure and transportation, road and rail networks. Developing and improving road and rail infrastructure to transport goods from ports to inland regions and neighboring countries needs investment. Port development. The ports of Abidjan and San Pedro play a key role in the country's international trade, but enhancing and developing port facilities can create more opportunities. 5. Manufacturing. Consumer goods. Population growth and urban development have increased the demand for consumer goods such as clothing, household appliances, and processed food products. Investing in this sector can lead to high profitability. 6. Information and communication technology, ICT. Digital services development. With the rapid growth of internet access and smartphones, investing in areas such as e-commerce, digital financial services, and mobile apps has great potential. 7. Construction and real estate, housing and urban development. With the fast-paced urbanization in cities like Abidjan, the demand for housing, commercial centers, and urban infrastructure is rapidly increasing. 8. Tourism and hospitality, tourism development. Ivory Coast, with its beautiful beaches, national parks, and rich culture, holds significant potential for investment in the tourism industry. Hotels, resorts, and tourism services are among the sectors in need of investment. These industries, considering Ivory Coast's internal needs and its strategic regional location, offer promising opportunities for investors. To attract both foreign and domestic investment and promote economic growth, the Ivorian government has implemented several support programs and policies. These initiatives provide favorable opportunities and various facilities to make investing in the country more attractive for investors. Below are some of the key government support programs and policies. 1. Special Investment Regulations, Investment Code. The Ivory Coast has enacted a law known as the Investment Code to attract foreign investment. This law includes various tax and customs incentives to encourage new investors. Some of the benefits of this law include multi-year tax exemptions, especially for new investments, reduced corporate tax rates for specific projects, reduction or elimination of customs duties on imports of equipment and raw materials needed for projects. 2. Special Economic Zones, SEZ. The Ivory Coast is working to establish Special Economic Zones, SEZ. These zones offer the following advantages: long-term tax exemptions for companies operating in these zones, advanced infrastructure and easy access to ports and roads, reduced bureaucracy and simplified processes for obtaining necessary permits. 3. Special incentives for key industries. The government offers special packages of tax exemptions and reduced customs tariffs to encourage investment in strategic sectors such as agriculture and agriculture-related industries, renewable energy, infrastructure development, manufacturing industries. 4. Bilateral trade and investment agreements. The Ivory Coast has signed several bilateral agreements to protect investments and avoid double taxation treaties with various countries. These agreements protect investors from sudden changes in domestic laws and make investment in the country safer. 5. Financing and banking facilities. The Ivory Coast government, in collaboration with regional and international development banks, provides financing opportunities for investors. This includes low-interest loans and support for large infrastructure and industrial projects. 6. Entrepreneurship and innovation incentives. The government has special programs to support startups and innovative companies in technology, agriculture, and small and medium-sized enterprises. These programs include tax incentives, financial support, training and consulting for business development and innovation. 7. Streamlining administrative processes and permits. The government is actively working to reduce bureaucracy and has simplified many processes related to company registration and permit acquisition. The creation of digital platforms for administrative tasks and business registration has sped up the processes. 8. Support for PP, public-private partnership projects. The Ivory Coast is actively seeking private investments through public-private partnerships, PP, in infrastructure projects such as roads, bridges, ports, and power plant. This investment model allows private investors to benefit from government financial support and long-term profits from public projects. 9. Economic and financial stability. The Central Bank of West African States, BCAU, which manages the CFA franc, implements stable monetary policies and inflation control. This economic stability and fixed exchange rate with the euro create a safer environment for investors. To invest in the Ivory Coast, you need careful planning and understanding of the relevant investment laws and regulations. Here are the general steps and strategies for investing in this country. 1. Market research and analysis. Understanding economic sectors. You should first familiarize yourself with the industries in the Ivory Coast that offer investment opportunities. As mentioned, sectors like agriculture, energy, infrastructure, technology, and mining require investment. Risk and opportunity analysis. Understanding risk factors and opportunities, including political stability, exchange rates, and foreign investment laws, is crucial. Consulting and research firms can help you with detailed market analysis. 2. Reviewing investment laws and regulations. Study the investment code. The Ivory Coast government has specific laws to encourage foreign investment, including tax exemptions, customs incentives, and access to SES. You should study these laws carefully. Obtain information on foreign ownership laws. In some countries, there are restrictions on foreign ownership in certain sectors. Ensure there are no legal restrictions in your area of interest. 3. Choosing the type of investment. Foreign direct investment, FDI. You can either start a company or invest in an existing business in the Ivory Coast. This type of investment allows you to directly participate in business activities. Partnership with local companies. Partnering with local companies is one successful way to enter a new market. These companies are familiar with the local market and conditions and can simplify the investment process. Public-private partnerships, PP. The Ivory Coast government is looking for private cooperation in infrastructure projects. This model allows you to participate in large projects such as road, port, or power plant construction. 4. Company registration and legal matter. Registering a company in the Ivory Coast. To start business operations, you need to register a company. You can use local legal consultancy services for this purpose. The registration process includes choosing a company name, preparing articles of association, obtaining permits, and registering for taxes. Obtaining necessary permits. Depending on the type of activity, you may need specific permits from government agencies. For example, agricultural or mining industries require environmental or extraction permits. 5. Financial and banking advice. Choosing a local bank. To manage your investment, you need to open a bank account in the Ivory Coast. Local and international banks offer various financial services and banking facilities for foreign investors, utilizing financial facilities and loans. The Ivory Coast government and international banks may provide low-interest loans and financial facilities for investment projects. You can use these facilities to finance your projects. 6. Utilizing special economic zones, SEZ. The Ivory Coast has several SEZ offering tax incentives and infrastructure facilities for companies operating in these areas. Investing in these zones can reduce your costs and provide additional benefits such as tax and customs exemptions. 7. Evaluating export and trade opportunities. Given the Ivory Coast's key role in regional trade, you can use the country as a base for exporting to other West African countries. The ports of Abidjan and San Pedro, as major trade gateways, facilitate access to international markets. 8. Risk management. Investment insurance. Investing in a foreign country may involve risks such as currency fluctuations, legal changes, or political instability. Using investment insurance services like political risk insurance can provide greater security for your investment. Diversifying investments. To reduce risk, diversify your investments across different sectors and industries. 9. Engaging with government bodies and local consultancies. Maintaining close contact with government bodies such as the Ivory Coast Investment Promotion Center, SAPICI, can help facilitate the investment process. These agencies provide up-to-date information and necessary advice. 10. Continuous evaluation and optimization. After starting your investment, periodically assess the performance of your business and the market and adjust your strategy as needed to optimize results. Useful information resources. Ivory Coast Investment Promotion Center, SAPICI, the government agency responsible for attracting and supporting foreign investments. Embassies and consulates. You can access business and legal information through embassies or consulate. International financial institutions. such as the World Bank or the International Monetary Fund, EMF, which provide information and advice on investing in developing countries. By following these steps and utilizing local and international resources, you can make a successful investment in the Ivory Coast. If you need consultation for investment, export, and import to Côte d'Ivoire, please contact Alnawras International Business Solution Company.